Welcome back to All Things Quintessential channel once again. Trust everybody's doing great. Because I am. Thank God. Hey, how y'all getting ready for the Christmas preparation? Have you started with your shopping yet? Are you enjoying all the festivities and whatnot? Yeah. Okay. So today I just want to talk to us about a very mind-boggling, or should I say mind-blowing topic. You know, this morning when I was dressing up to head out, this thought, random thought from nowhere, just dropped into my head. Guess what it was? Okay, maybe you don't guess. The first thing it asked was the thought was like this: what are you willing to sacrifice on the platter of sacrifice of success or fame or wealth? Like, how far are you willing to go? Like, know what I mean? And I'm like, where is this coming from though? Because I was just in a hurry. I wanted to dash out because the weekend, I still needed more sleep. So when that random thoughts dropped, I'm like, but it kept me thinking. I'm like, wow, wow. At this time and age where there's so much emphasis or energy channeled towards being successful, which is a very good thing, I tell you. But sometimes we don't pause to think the cost of that height or feat or whatever it is, or achievement or success we have attained. There is always a cost, a high one. There is always something you have to sacrifice. For some people, might be their mental health. Some people might sacrifice their conscience. Some people might sacrifice their values and morals. Some other people might sacrifice their faith or belief. Some other people might sacrifice lasting loving relationships. Some other people might sacrifice, say, quality time with family. Some other people might sacrifice their health. I tell you, like, the way we run towards achieving a feat or being successful and stuff, a lot of people might sacrifice their health or have a lot of mental breakdown while chasing it. And I've actually come to realize with my little sojourn here on earth that before you see someone that is successful, if they are willing to let you in into their life, when we say successful, like human ideology or mentality of what success is, maybe flashy cars, fleets of cars, houses, whatever. For those who attach so much importance to that, or you know what I mean, if they are really willing to let you in into their life, they're gonna tell you that they sacrificed something. And also, growing up, I've come to realize that one way or another, the rich cry. The rich also cry. I've come to realize that Why is it that when you attain that level, that height, or whatever, if you're not careful, when you're way up there and you look down, there's always a vacuum. There's always something to remind you that, ah, this is what I lost in pursuit for this. Some people would say, "Oh no, don't say that." We, especially us Christians, I'm a Christian, by the way, to the glory of God. Some of us will like, no, as long as you are doing it, you know your God, you will do exploits. But then again, if you've noticed, even those who are all out, on the go, say evangelists, pastors, if care is not taken, sometimes they lose something. For all the times they were making themselves available, making sure that the flock is, well led and everything, there were also times they were not present at home. They were present out there, but maybe the home front was filling the vacuum. For that successful CEO, behind him is someone who maybe has sold his conscience. He doesn't care. All he understands is profit and loss. And is either I make profit or loss, which is the last thing they want to hear. So the conscience is gone. Now, for those who are chasing or pursuing fame, sometimes they achieve that fame and, because they've sold out their soul, like, or for fame or whatever, sometimes they don't even live to enjoy, or, you know, the fame doesn't even last because the world keeps evolving, the world keeps wanting something new. Over time, they're gonna become outdated, and you now ask yourself, to what end actually? To what end? So the question again is, what are you willing to sacrifice on the platter of success? What are you willing to lose? And funny enough, when these things are past, say maybe the deeper you get in, you dive in, the harder it becomes to get out. You know what I mean? Because you've already built something. So you don't want to go back. And that makes you win some and lose some. In essence, nobody ever got it all figured out. Nobody ever got it all. A lot of people, successful people we see today, when they look back, there are lots they really felt, or there are lots they regret they couldn't fix. But what I'll just with my little experience here on earth is, you see those ones, those set of people that are just taking it baby steps, one step at a time. Most times they last long to tell the story. And this boils down to this part of the scripture that says, be anxious for nothing. Desire it, work hard for it, but don't be so anxious like you make your life revolve around something that you feel without it you can live. You feel without it, don't just be anxious. Because with that anxiety comes you damning every consequence or selling your conscience just for you to achieve whatever it is. You don't mind how many toes you step on. You don't mind how many hearts you hurt. You don't mind how many relationship or images or whatever it is you tarnish, as long as you get there. And when you get there finally, what then? What happens? You know that that place could also be boring. So I ask again, to what end? What are you willing to sacrifice on the platter of success? It was really a hard food for thought for me. Some people even sacrifice their freedom, like they sacrifice their leisure, like they are not even living anymore. They're just in this tight triangular schedule of life that they don't even have time to enjoy the money. So I ask again, sometimes when I see these things, I'm like, what's even the meaning of life? What's up? Like what? Oh, you know? And there's this craving in humans that we're just so insatiable. You want this today, you feel okay, you know what? I'm there now, I'm good. And the next minute or so, not so in the next few weeks, you start aiming high. Like, where does it end? Like I keep saying, it's like a bottomless abyss. But I have few tips, just few that I thought I came up with. Whatever it is, there are things in life that when they slip by, you cannot you cannot get them back again. You see, quality time with loved ones, once that passes, not everybody is opportune to have that chance anymore. So that should not be sacrificed on the platter of success. You see, your mental health, like, because it's quite an integral part of our life. If the center cannot hold, which is like your thought system, your perception, if it can't hold, it definitely affects every other outlook and every other health aspects of our life. So whatever that would make you, that would like kill or seal your conscience, like you don't have that awakening anymore, that consciousness of, hey, I'm crossing this line. This should be the threshold, the benchmark. If you don't have that anymore because you're chasing whatever success or fame, it's a problem. Because you know what the conscience does for us? What it does is that it tells you when to stop, when to pause, to know, hey, 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 no, 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 this is not you. You're not doing this. And if you get to that point in life, if you're considering whatever or whatever, and you get to that point that you're willing to damn your conscience, like you don't even care, then know that there's a there's it's really a cause for alarm. It's something to be watchful and be mindful about. Now you see your see your freedom, like you're not permitted, or it's not easy for you anymore to breathe, to live, whatever it is it your business or whatever it's success you feel you've attained, you don't even have freedom to breathe or even leave it for a while, and the stress, you know what I mean. You're working round the clock 247. Even when you're not in the system, your brain is 100% working. You can't even, you're so obsessed or eaten up by this success, then it's something to watch out for. It's not worth it, because if you're not coordinating, you're not resting well, you don't have that freedom. It's not something you can, delegate, for example. Everything is centered around you. Then, if you're not careful, if you break down, what's going to happen? Mm? So, your freedom, I tell you, should not be sacrificed on the platter of success. Then, another thing is, you see, lasting meaningful relationships, say family, children, parenting. I know most people will like, does it mean parenting? Once I'm a parent, I'm doomed. I have my plans, I have my goals, aspiration. Yes, do. But I'm putting that as a point because that cannot wait. Most of those moments or treasured nice moments, you can never get them back. You can never get them back. And years down the line, excuse me, you're gonna look back and wished that you would you would have focused more on those relationships than chasing whatever it is. Now let's come to this. Why do you think people even crave success or fame or whatever or wealth or riches? Some maybe because of the humble background they're coming from. They are out to make an impression, while others maybe because of they are out to prove a point, they crave to be recognized. Now you see them go out of their way, you're like, I must be a reference point, I must be a famous person and stuff. Now, if you want to achieve all those and you're sacrificing way more, it's not gonna worth it. Because, like I said, with my little sojourn on earth, I've noticed that those things that can easily change in split second. You can make meaningful relationships or make a contact and get in contact with your destiny helper one way or another. I tell you, it won't even take up to weeks to make you a global phenomenon or a global sensation. I tell you. I also feel maybe money, wealth, riches, and all those stuff. They are very easy to attain. Mm-hmm. They are very easy to attain because I feel your fortune or your life circumstances could change within months. There have been lots of people, say CEOs, that became very rich and influential at their old ages. You see, this thing about destiny. If you're destined to be great, it's only a matter of time, I tell you. But the wisdom to know what to sacrifice before you get to that, your glorious destiny, to know what not to sacrifice, that is where you need the spirit of discernment. Because, yes, even though you're destined to be great, if you don't cultivate the habits that would help you get sustained when you get there, it becomes a problem. You could become great. I've seen it so many times. You could become very influential, but you'll be deficit in so many other aspects of life, which will still make your life look like a mess. If you've noticed that, if you've noticed that, maybe that's where the popular belief or myth that rich people always have something they are crying about and like there is never perfect with them. There's always this belief that when you see a rich person maybe driving a luxurious car or living in a fancy penthouse that or home or yard or whatever with 10 swimming pools, that they are actually going through a lot, that there's more than meets the eye, that they must have sacrificed. Like, I don't know if it's only me, especially people from my African descent. We always feel like, this rich person, good for them, they are rich, they are nice, but just wait and see. You will see one thing by the side that is really ailing them or aching them. Hence, we sometimes believe that they might have gotten their wealth ill, they must have, gotten ill wealth, maybe through unscrupulous means or whatever, I don't know. But sometimes it's not always that way. Maybe they didn't do anything. Maybe they actually worked hard forsook a lot of things just to get to where they are. And I've noticed something in life: whatever you give your energy to, whatever you give your time, your blood, your sweat, your tenacity, your grit, your resilience, obviously, it's only a matter of time. It's gonna work out. It's gonna work out. If you prioritize, say, your job, your business or whatever, over say having personal leisure time or forming meaningful relationship or whatever, obviously, because you're giving a lot of energy and strength and hard work and or whatnot to that thing, it's only a matter of time. It's gonna turn out well. Yes, that's life. Most times, what you give your energy to turns out better than what you don't give your energy to. Those that do all this universe thing will tell you that, the vibrations, the energy, blah, blah, blah. Um, though I might not know the science behind the natural or whatever universe energies and vibration, but I think it's true. If every day I wake up in the morning, I'm so, poised to develop myself, I'm learning about things, I'm getting my certifications, acquiring my online trainings to a particular occupation, what do you think? I'll definitely be a subject matter expert in that thing. And because I dedicate my time even more than 100%, you can't compare me with somebody who is just dedicating 20% of that thing. But what it does is that other person that is dedicated 20% in this will now become a jack of all. Yes, they might not be master at everything, but they're a jack of all. Family, they are there. Freedom, leisure, they are there. Personal time, they are there. Outdoorsy, they are there. Work, they are there. And then over time, you begin to see them as people who have their life all together. You begin to see them as people who, at some point, you even envy their life. Like, for example, you're like, oh, you have everything all figured out. Oh my goodness, how do you do it? Why? Because you gave your 100% to what? A particular craft. And guess what? You become a master at that particular thing. But hey, other parts of your life is running on deficit. You get what I mean, right? Like it's running on deficit. You only, because you focused all your energy on that particular thing. And hey, it turned out right. But now, over time, you begin to notice that only that aspect or facet of life is not enough for you to live or lead a successful, fulfilled life. Okay? So, the question again, if you're just joining in, is what are you willing to sacrifice on the platter of success, wealth, or fame? Okay? And what I'm trying to say is know the things that you could sacrifice and the things that are not that you can't sacrifice. Some of the things, look for the redeemable things that you can sacrifice. But you see those things that are irredeemable, those things that are time bound, that they are obviously gonna be gone once you do what? Once you lose them. Don't don't sacrifice those ones. As a matter of fact, prioritize them. Like I told you, if you look around, you will know that, when we're young, adrenalines are pumping, we just wanna, but over time, you're gonna look back and you wish that you invested more time and energy towards all these other areas of your life, because the truth is, wealth can come and go. Fame can come and go, especially in this world, in this age and time we are in, that the world craves for something new, something fresh. So if you're out to please people, if you're out for the fame, you have to be out to do what? To go all in. You have to be out for it. Like If you are out to do this thing, then you gotta do it and be out for it and deny every other area of your life. Then my question is it worth it though? Is it worth it? That, for example, things you know in your heart, it doesn't sit right with your conscience, but you still do it anyway because you're looking for fame or money or whatever, I don't know, and you feel it doesn't matter. Obviously, years later, it's gonna matter. Okay, I know some people would say, no, 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 it's okay. If God has destined you to be great and have a good relationship and stuff and family, for example, regardless, you will still have it. I know a lot of people who put more effort and pursued their career and their, excuse me, sorry, and their talent and everything. And yes, when they got that side sorted, the next thing they proceeded to have all this other thing. You need to build, you need to do this, you need to work now so that you could rest later. While I totally agree on what you're saying, but it's also worthy to note that tomorrow is not guaranteed. It's worthy to know that um some things are not redeemable. The quality of relationship you will have or stuff when maybe you thought you must have amassed enough for yourself or you're now so successful, it will not be the same with what you're gonna have if you dedicate and start building, because these things also need time, just like you're working on that craft, on that your business or whatever to be successful. It doesn't happen overnight. You know what I mean? Maybe it has taken you 10 years to be where you are now. So why do you feel maybe relationship or no whatnot and other areas of your life are just gonna, you think you can use money will be the magic wand you will twirl around and everything will turn magical? No, they also need time. And because time is something that is fleeting, time is not something we have luxury of, because we don't even know what will happen in the next split second. That is why it's good to prioritize some of those important areas of your life as well, right? Also, the fact that our wants and needs are insatiable. Sometimes you don't even know the threshold or the timeline or the span or the duration before you get that fame you're looking for. If you go ask maybe some of all these artists and all these A-list actors or whatever, in their minds they maybe give themselves a 5 year benchmark, saying at least if I keep up with this, that, in the next 5 years, I'm gonna be an A-list actor, I'm gonna be so famous, I'm gonna be so rich, I'm gonna, not every, it doesn't work that way for everybody. Some people might give themselves 5 and life will give them 10. Some people might give themselves 10 and life will give them 15 or 20 or even less. So considering these things that I mentioned, it's worthy to note that we don't have luxury of those things. And the ones that are not redeemable, you have to work on them too because they need to grow. Someone also would say, how about a lot of people? I know also some people who are so lucky that they were working it 100, they were working at all these things individually, sharing it, and then now it's working out. Yes, for me, I feel I agree with that, and that's for sure. I, for one, is the kind of life I love to lead. Like those important aspects of my life. I'm not saying don't be famous, don't be this, don't be that, but remember the question again is what are you willing to sacrifice? I don't want to look back in the next 10, 15 years and wished I did more of this, more of that. Oh, if I had known this, I don't want that. Call me greedy or whatever. No. I know I'm not Oliver Twist, but I don't mind having it all. I want to look back in future and like thank God for the decisions I made today. Okay? In a nutshell, whatever success you're going to achieve at the expense of your conscience, at the expense of your quality time, freedom, leisure, at the expense of your peace of mind, at the expense of your freedom, at the expense of, you know, family time or bonding with kids, or it's not worth it unless you're called for a different thing. Some people, the life they live is just for themselves. They don't care. They just want to live. Even if you tell them you're going to be famous just for 5 years and you die at the age of 20 or 25 or 30, they are okay with it. Some people are so desperate that they damn every consequences. They don't care. Then good luck to them. Everybody is different. But be careful what you're willing to sacrifice on the platter of success. I tell you, any money related issue is so cheap and easy. Those things you can easily attain. Fame is so cheap and easy. It's just for you to meet the right person and they mention your ear in another person's ear that will mention in another person's ear. Within a month, you will blow up as long as you've been doing your work low key, background, like preparedness meets opportunity equals success. As long as you didn't let your dreams die, those things are cheap. People win lottery. I'm not saying go play one. I'm just trying to explain to you, like, oh, not. Oh, yeah. Money related issues are the cheapest, they are the easiest. So, feel justified all you want, chase the money all you want, but try to prioritize the things that also needs to be prioritized so that you don't look back and regret it, because those moments, once they are gone, money cannot become the magic wand that would magically fix everything. Okay? Yeah, that is what I really wanted to talk to us about. Thank you for stopping by. And if you see this later, feel free to comment, share, or like, okay? And thank you so much for sticking with All Things Quintessential channel. Thank you. Thank you for your unwavering support. Thank you for always stopping by. And I hope these videos, one way or another, would really help those who need to see it. Because I keep saying this, intelligence is not cheap. Common sense is not common at all. And this kind of channel is not for everybody. It's not for the faint-hearted. Some people want the distraction and everything. It's not easy to, stick out with a channel like this, because if you notice, the world as we know it, everything is about fast life. Everything is about, like, people don't want anybody to tutor them or tell them or advise them, encourage them. Most people don't want to, they just want to live their life. And when it turns sour, they come crying. You know what I mean? So sometimes when you even do things like this, it's like, are you my mama? Who do you feel you are? So that's why I said this channel is not for the faint-hearted. But whoever, I pray by God's grace that whoever all these videos are meant for, that even if it blesses just the soul, it's enough for me. Okay, targeting one mind at a time in amidst this, you know, amidst this moral decadence going out there. Even if one person hears it, is enough respite. Okay, stay safe out there, and please don't sacrifice so much on the platter of success that it robs you of the joy of future. Okay? Have a good one. Bye bye.